Hi friends, now let us take up the concept number 6 in our concept zone. If you want to evolve as a professional programmer, the knowledge of this concept is very important. You understand the underlying spirit of this concept and hereafter implement in each and every program or project. So far, we have performed 10 programs. I call them as programs only, concept-wise programs, because by performing them, we could understand them conceptually. But hereafter, from 11th to 16th, we are implementing projects. Projects means specific task is there. Being a beginner is a great project. It consists of around 50 to 100 lines. Actually, nobody can expect that after 3 hours of your study to develop a project. But Ekalavya Universes enables you to do that. A miracle. Otherwise, you search anywhere in the web world, you cannot find this system. This is a humble challenge. If you find similar or advanced system in this fashion, which is perfectly addressing the expectations and aspirations of the Indian students, majority of Indian students I am talking, it is a truly Indianized system. That point you have to understand. Now, understand this concept. If it is required, twice you watch the lecture and hereafter, whatever I explain, the phases in project development, you strictly implement that. Okay. Before explaining this technically, I would like to give you one example, real life example. Actually, the phases in implementation already in your real life you are applying, you are doing, but technically you never named them. That's why first I want to give you a real life example how you are implementing projects. Projects means, let us take an example. You you plan to go for a holiday trip for 1 week. Holiday trip for 1 week. Now only got idea. Got idea. Thereafter, what is the process? Actually, let us take it as a project. Now, what is the process? In this process, you can find two phases. First one is mental work. Second one is physical work. Physical work means implementation. How it is done? Just you know that. That's why I'm giving a simple example. Then, if you get an idea, immediately you try to get answers for many questions you pose. What are the questions? Which places we have to visit? Which places we have to stay? Which people will accompany us? What is the budget? What special arrangements we have to make? And like this, dozens of questions. I practically think dozens of questions will be before you. First, you get answers for all these questions. For all these questions, once all these questions are answered, that means which places you have to visit, where to stay, which people will accompany you, and which articles specially you have to purchase for this purpose, and what is the budget. All that you think of. Once your mental work is over, thereafter you start implementing your physical work. What is physical work? Whatever necessary articles, special articles you purchase, you start reserving tickets for traveling, you start reserving hotels, etc., etc. And I need not tell you on that. So, this is nothing but implementation of the project. Suppose without doing this, nobody plans. If he goes, now we got an idea, immediately start with somebody, then it is not a joy trip. It is a trip of misery. No doubt about that. That no proof is required for that. So, whenever you are implementing project in real life or in programming, first mental work, thereafter physical work. Technically, this is called design. Technically, this is called implementation. First, you understand this point. Now, you get it out. We write small programs and all that. Why all this? For a small program, small mental work, and a small implementation. If it is a big project, big mental work, and a big project. In this context, one very important thing I'll tell you. Most college students, 95% plus, whenever a task is given, immediately their fingers touch the keyboard. Am I right or not? Immediately after taking the task, their finger touch the keyboard. For your information, what for their finger touching the keyboard? For coding purpose. In a project development process, there are 5 phases. Coding comes in the 4th phase. 4th phase, that you have to understand. So, what about remaining 3 phases? How can you ignore those 3 phases? That's what I mean to say. So, what you did in past, that is immaterial for me, and keep it aside. It is not useful. If it is anything useful, you take. But according to me, most things, whatever you learnt in colleges, are not useful for project development. That's why you take it. Now 10 concepts are over, 10 programs are over. With the 10 programs, whatever you require to develop a project, that one already you got. Now you are learning formal development phases in a formal development process of a project. Then hereafter you implement that. Now this is not the time. That's why, because if I have to explain this and all that, minimum 1 hour time is required. If you have interest, you write to me. I provide you videos. Now I explain briefly. Actually, the phases are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one, task. Second one, analysis. Third one, algorithm. Fourth one, coding. Fifth one, testing. Okay, next, maintenance and all that are there. They will not come into our discussion. Okay, now task. Actually, problem. Actually, you have to understand problem. Actually, in your examination hall, what to do? Before writing any question, first understand the question. Understand the question thoroughly. Thereafter, which answer I have to produce, that clearly form an idea. And some people, they write a small scribbling also, because they feel that they may forget some points. While writing, they go on adding something and all that, and they rearrange. A lot of mental work they do. So this is the solution domain. So first you have to 100% understand problem domain. Thereafter, solution domain, you have to which result we have to give to the client. That is a solution domain. You should have 100%, 200% understanding over the both. Understand? Here one challenge is there. What is the challenge? If you are in medical profession, if you are a doctor, your job is easy, because lot of specializations are there, like a dentist, cardiologist, skin specialist, ENT specialist, urologist, neurologist. Like that, dozens of branches are there in medical field. So that's why a dental doctor can expect only dental patients. Cardiologist can get only heart patients. But as for if you are a software developer, no such specialization is there. Any type of client may come to you. He may run a hotel, he may run a hospital, he may run a school, he may run a college, he may run a transport business, he may run a cloth business, he may be a stockbroker, or he may be a chartered accountant. Or any type of people, any type of business people or professional people may come to you. You just go to hotel for eating. Did you any time analyze that how hotel is managed? Without knowing that, how a hotel is managed, now how can you write program? How can you start writing program? That is my question. Without understanding problem, can you try to write the answer? So this is very, very challenging, not so easy. This is called business intelligence in the industry. So if you develop your business intelligence, means you must have common sense. I am not telling you intelligence. That's why in the beginning itself I told you in my intro lectures, if you have 3 attributes, one is computer, Second one is commitment. Without having commitment, you never become a programmer. The point you understand. That's why I'm telling you, lazy people and over smart people are not deserved for this domain. Okay. And the third one is common sense. So, if you have common sense, anything you can understand. Of course, an intelligent person takes 1 hour, you may take 2 hours time. That's the difference. Therefore, you should have 100% understanding over problem domain and 100% understanding over a solution domain, which output you are supposed to produce to the client. That is the first step. That is simply called as task. Okay. Second one is analysis. Analysis means now certain problem is there with you, certain solution you are expecting. How you get? You have to thinking process. By thinking only you get an idea, and what is the outcome of that? What is the outcome of that? One logical plan you get. Okay, if I do like this and all that, I can get the solution. That is the outcome of analysis is the logical plan. Okay, this logical plan is like this. It is abstract. If I do A, B, C, D and all that, I can get like that. It is somewhat abstract. So you want clarity, because already I told you, computer is a brainless machine. So for it, every bit, no implications. Earlier somewhere I told you 2h into L plus B. If you write in mathematics, that is okay. But here everything you have to write. 2 into h into L plus B. Within brackets you have to write. So as far as computer programming is concerned, no implication. Everything explicitly you have to write. So this one you have to dissect into steps like this. That is, the steps which are required to implement to achieve the task. This is called algorithm. The steps in implementation is called algorithm. This is written in English only. No, one thing you understand, one amazing thing is, up to here, you need not have any computer, you need not have any computer programming knowledge. Understand? This is purely mental work. Understand? So any person having common sense can get it. Okay. Thereafter, your coding starts here. Already I told you, your friends start writing, the first step is this. They never bother about this. That's why instead of taking 15 minutes, they take 1 hour 15 minutes also. Sometimes they fail. No mental work. This is over. It is just 15 minutes means 15 minutes only. Otherwise 20 minutes you complete it. So coding. Coding means every step in this we write computer statements or instructions. Already I showed you what is computer program. I explained. A computer program is a set of statements or a set of instructions. So every step we convert into this thing. One step, maybe 10 steps here. Suppose one item, reading data. Reading data, only one item here. Actually 20 data items you have to read. Then how many statements you have to write? 20 into 2. 40 lines of code you have to write. Here just reading input, reading data. Here 40 lines you have to write. That's why this is indicative. But in programming, one step here may be written in 30-40 steps also, 100 steps also. That point you have to understand. This is coding. Thereafter, simply one time if a program works, you should not take it as granted. So you have to test your program. All the probable inputs you have to give to your program and test it. And for all input values, it works properly. Then only being a programmer, your job is over. Without testing, just one time it start working. If you throw it to the client, next day itself client calls you, because some problems will come. That's why you have to thoroughly testing. That's why one field is there. Program testing is a big domain. So that is not so easy job. All probable inputs you see and then test it. Thereafter okay, that is maintenance. Actually maintenance means you supply your software to your client. After that, he may face some problems. His environment may be changed. Otherwise his hardware may be changed. Otherwise earlier one branch is there, now he is running 2 branches. Like that, certain changes may happen in the surrounding environments. Then you may take your additional help. That is post delivery process. That is called maintenance. However, if you want to include that also. This is the thing you keep in mind. Hereafter, from 11th to 16th and thereafter, any project if you develop, you implement that. Simply not explaining. If for every program I explained in the same fashion, that's why just by studying 5 hours, you lay a foundation for your professionalism in programming field. No doubt about that.